Well, it's funny what kind of people are attracted to. I'm just trying to keep the main thing. The main thing is that's basketball, trying to win games, sticking up for my teammates.
Making it known, like if the refs aren't going to handle it, I will handle it.
Yeah, I think that's just who I am. It's my personality.
The most surprising assist of Caitlin Clark's career just occurred off the court. She stunned everyone by drawing attention to her teammate as everyone was celebrating her $25 million Nike agreement. Cunningham, Sophie, the WNBA was rocked by what transpired next, which completely changed the definition of star power.
WNBA pick Caitlin Clark, her first pro game, 10 days away. But even before she makes her pro debut, she has a major Nike deal on the line.
This wasn't a buzzer beater. Rather, it was a power play, an unusual maneuver that caused more than just a stir in the WNBA. It made it quiet.
Well, Caitlin Clark could be breaking another record, this time with an endorsement deal. The Associated Press says Clark will soon be signing an 8-year, $28 million contract with Nike.
Caitlin Clark recently inked a $25 million contract with Nike. Yes, $25 million. It's not only the largest sneaker. She signed the largest contract in WNBA history in a matter of months, surpassing the salaries of some NBA veterans. Into her first season, that in and of itself would have made headlines for weeks. However, Caitlin didn't end there. She changed the course of events in a way that nobody anticipated, because neither the money nor the signature were the true twist. But she will have her own line, the true jaw-dropper. What she did next was unrelated to herself.
Are they ever going to call a foul? Y'all going to call a foul? Did you swallow your whistle?
Following the agreement, Caitlin asked Sophie Cunningham, her teammate, to what appeared to be a low-key Nike event in Indianapolis. Sophie assumed it was a straightforward celebration of the brand, perhaps a media event or a picture shoot. What she entered was something. The WNBA had never seen it before. The space darkened, a little movie on Caitlin's journey from her early years played on the large screen. In Iowa to the WNBA storm she has been enduring, the reviewers, the sold-out arenas, the buzzer beaters, the skeptics, and those who supported her.
It's their best record in over 10 years.
Nike then gives Caitlin a unique gold-stitched jersey, something that only legendary athletes receive. However, rather than wearing it, "This isn't just for me," Caitlin replies, turning to face Sophie. "This is for all the women who show up, put up a strong fight, and defends her group." Then it strikes.
It's really hard to develop a boldly disruptive shoe on Zoom.
And then rolling that into what will be her shoe later in the year.
But Caitlin did more than simply ask Nike to honor her. "I want Sophie with me in this," she said to Nike, because the female doesn't accept favors taken for granted.
This was, I believe, Caitlin Clark's last game in the WNBA. And then also, of course, the WNBA All-Star Game had 3.4 million viewers, and that's the most watched WNBA.
A box emerged. Within, an Indiana fever-colored handmade Sophie Cunningham Player Edition shoe. Has the words "No Backing Down" sewn on the heel, and affixed to it, a contract, a subcontract under Caitlin's terms of endorsement. Caitlin was responsible for this. She made use of her bargaining power to offer Sophie a portion of the spotlight, a piece of the action. Now take a moment to consider that.
Attendance when it comes to viewership, when it comes to jersey sales, when it comes to merch sales, it's going to be the biggest that we have seen.
Because loyalty isn't simply uncommon in a league where players compete for contracts, attention, and playing time. It's dangerous. But Caitlin Clark remembered who supported her during the darkest moments, while other celebrities would have rejoiced. When she was by herself, she made a small, purposeful move that spoke a lot. "I'll ride for you if you ride for me." Why, then, Sophie? Why her?
Speak up and speak out. At this point, they don't even care if we speak out.
Caitlin Clark, currently the face of the WNBA, yes.
Because it wasn't all praise when Caitlin joined the league. She entered a hyper-physical league, a media frenzy, and non-stop drama, particularly from athletes like Dejanai Carrington and Angel Reese, who made headlines attempting to take her down from her pedestal. However, one player continued to get up next to her, pushing back, taking fouls, and speaking up. Sophie Cunningham was that person.
She did it in a way that she wasn't going to injure JC. She was just making it known, like, if the refs aren't going to handle it, I will handle
it. She turned into Clark's enforcer, the partner who carried out the dirty work and stood in the fire to let Caitlin to shoot at will. That was something Caitlin remembered, and she didn't wait for a marketing team to instruct her on how to express gratitude. This was about redefining what it means to be powerful in women's sports, as well as respect and loyalty. How?
People view Caitlin Clark, and whether people view that the WNBA needs to protect Caitlin Clark, the golden goose of a league, as which she is being called.
What about Nike? They weren't merely purchasing her leap shot. They were purchasing the narrative and the culture. Caitlin is more than simply a statistic. People are moved by her. She breaks records and sells out arenas. More significantly, she is a leader, silently, fearlessly, using nonverbal acts that cause a stir. Once more, we have no idea how severe it is. Nike defeated Adidas because of this. Under Armour and Puma, they witnessed not only what she could accomplish on the court, but also, and perhaps more significantly, what she could expand upon. And this $25 million altruistic move could be her greatest help to date. This is where everything became sentimental. Like, get a towel and act like you have emotional allergies.
Number 1 and 2 in every offensive stat. She's hitting more threes this season than Steph Curry did in his first MVP season.
Caitlin Clark receives this gorgeous jersey with gold stitching from Nike, personalized, embroidered with a sense of royalty. The type of item that is framed and displayed alongside awards. The atmosphere in the room is shouting, everyone is applauding, and cameras are rolling. You succeeded, Caitlin. She doesn't wear it, though.
What you're going to do when you come into our house. It was an intentional foul. It was a hard foul. She brought her down.
No, not at all. After a little moment of holding it, Caitlin turns to face Sophie Cunningham with the most composed microphone drop. Sports history, and declares, "This isn't just for me. This is for all the women who show up, put up a strong fight, and defend her team. Give it time to marinate."
Ability to step up in big moments. When the bright lights are on, Caitlin Clark is also on.
She then reaches into a display case made of glass. Indeed, Sophie still doesn't know what's going on at this time. Caitlin takes a box out. Within, a personalized Sophie P sneaker, naturally fever hues, however, stitched in large letters on the heel, is a statement that only Sophie could use. Never give up.
This was, I believe, Caitlin Clark's last game.
And that's not all. Beside those sneakers, a contract, an actual one under Caitlin's sponsorship. In other words, Clark arranged a subcontract for Sophie using her own Nike contract, not a marketing shout-out, not a cosign. A real commercial action that formally includes Sophie in the brand agreement. Sophie was done, to put it mildly, weeping, startled. The kind of realization that someone observed everything you did when nobody else was there. They ensured that everyone would remember as well.
Not blame Sophie at all. Like, I have her back.
Here's the thing now. People may have wondered, why Sophie? For example, why would Caitlin, the most well-known rookie in the game, use her first significant endorsement contract to highlight someone else? Here's why, though, since Sophie has been that teammate. The person who jumps into every scrape, the person who responds to reporters when they go too far. The person who calls fouls is not even visible on camera to ensure that Caitlin doesn't fall to the ground once more.
So we know the new Caitlin Clark Nike shoes came out, and they sold out. It was rumored that 13,000 pairs of Caitlin Clark's new Nike basketball sneakers were being sold on June 30th.
Caitlin is aware that she didn't make it this far on her OW and INA league where cameras capture every side eye, egos, and wounded elbows abound. Sophie did not waver. She was pursuing safety and trust rather than headlines.
Maybe I'm biased here, but I'm going to give you guys my straight up honest opinion on this. She bear hugged her, took her to the ground. Yes, it was intentional. It was absolutely intentional. It was, to me, payback for what was happening the entire game.
She turned into Caitlin's muscle, unofficial bodyguard, and don't mess with my rookie enforcer. Additionally, if you saw even a few, you watched the Fever games this season. Every time someone attempted to frighten Caitlin, Sophie appeared, occasionally even hurling herself into traffic.
Making it known, like, if the refs aren't going to handle it, I will handle it.
Nevertheless, Sophie never claimed credit. never went on a tirade. IT was never about her. Caitlin followed suit. In an interview, she once stated, "My plays are talked about, but Sophie's plays go unnoticed." She also made sure that everyone could see in that Nike room. This is where it becomes more than just a pair of sneakers and two players. Because of this, no one has ever done this before. No rookie in league history has ever accepted a huge deal, despite the fact that veterans have cashed in and rookies have landed deals. And put another player on using it.
Going to change. And not much is going to change until there's literally a shift in how they view the WNBA, how they view good basketball on the court.
The plan was recently altered by Caitlin Clark. She completely changed the topic of what influence and power are. Similar to women's sports, she flexed by giving more rather than by taking more.